My name is Agatha. I was 26 years old when my life changed forever. I lived in a big house with my husband. But more than the house, I loved my husband. He was my whole world. My parents died when I was very young, so I had nobody else. No mother, no father, no siblings. Only my husband. And he was enough for me. But then, one evening, everything changed. He came home that night looking very tired. He did not eat dinner. He did not talk much. He just went straight to bed. I thought he only needed rest. I thought he would be fine in the morning. But in the morning, he did not wake up. He was gone. My whole world collapsed in one night. The big house became very quiet. Everything reminded me of him. 4 long, lonely years passed. I cooked for one person. I slept on one side of the bed. I talked to nobody. Then my uncle came to visit. He said, "Agatha, you cannot live like this. You are young. You need someone beside you." He told me about a man named Peter, a successful businessman, a CEO of a very big company. My uncle said, "Agatha, if you do not remarry, you will die lonely. Your life will fall apart." When I heard those words, I felt angry. My first husband was barely 4 years gone. How could anyone talk about another man? I wanted my uncle to leave. But after he left, the house was very quiet. I thought about what he said. I was still young. I still had a long life ahead of me. I did not want to be lonely forever. Maybe I just needed someone to talk to, someone to sit with at dinner, someone to say good morning to. I agreed to meet the man. One afternoon, my uncle brought Peter to meet me. He was tall and handsome. He wore nice clothes and carried himself in a graceful way. When we sat together, Peter spoke kindly and gently. He asked about my life, my hobbies, my dreams. He listened carefully when I spoke. For a moment I thought maybe this could work. Maybe Peter was a good man. Maybe he could bring some peace back into my quiet life. A few months later, we got married. The wedding was small but beautiful. People came to me and said, "Agatha, you are so lucky. Peter is a wonderful man." I tried to believe them, but deep inside my heart, something felt wrong. I thought maybe it was just guilt, like I had betrayed my first husband. And at first, life with Peter was truly fine. He cooked for me sometimes. He asked about my day. He brought me gifts. I was happy. I thought I had made the right choice. But then, 3 months after our wedding, everything changed. One evening, Peter came home. I heard the door open and went to welcome him. But his face was dark and tight with anger. I followed him to the kitchen. I had cooked dinner, a special recipe I had worked on all afternoon. Peter looked at the food, then he looked at me. "Agatha, you stupid woman," he said. "How can you make such bad dinner?" I stood very still. His words felt like a slap. "I made this specially for you," I said quietly. "I worked very hard on the recipe. He said nothing more. I lay in bed alone, staring at the ceiling, telling myself it was just one bad evening. But tomorrow was not better, and the day after was not better either. Every evening, Peter came home angry. He criticized everything: the way I cooked, the way I cleaned, the way I spoke, the way I looked. I started to feel very small. The woman who used to wait happily by the door for her husband was slowly disappearing. One evening, Peter suggested we go for a long drive. I thought maybe this was a good sign. Maybe he wanted to spend time with me. I put on my coat and sat beside him in the car. The evening was cool. For a few minutes, I felt a little hope in my chest. Then his phone rang. It was his business partner. The conversation became tense very quickly. Peter's voice got louder. His hands gripped the steering wheel harder. When the call ended, he was furious. He began shouting. He was so angry that he stopped, looking at the road. The car went faster. "Peter, please slow down," I said. He did not slow down, and then everything happened in seconds. When I woke up, I was in the hospital. I tried to move my legs. I could not feel them. The doctors explained the news carefully. My legs were badly injured. The damage was too serious to repair. I would never walk again. For the rest of my life, I would use a wheelchair. Peter had a few small cuts. He walked out of the hospital the next day. I did not. When I came home in my wheelchair, I expected Peter to feel sorry. I expected him to take care of me. I had lost my legs because of his anger, because of his speeding. I thought maybe this terrible thing would change him. But it made him worse. He looked at me differently now. He stopped talking to me kindly. I was in a wheelchair and he treated me like I was invisible. Then strange things started to happen. One night I woke up because I heard a sound near my wheelchair. It was dark. I saw Peter standing beside it. He was doing something to the wheels. I asked him what he was doing. He said nothing. He just walked away. The next morning, when I tried to move my wheelchair, one of the wheels came off suddenly. I fell hard onto the floor. I lay there for a long time before I could get up. Peter was in the house. He heard me fall. He did not come. Another evening, he brought me medicine. He said the doctor had sent new tablets for the pain in my back, but something felt wrong. Later, I asked my doctor about those tablets during a phone call. My doctor said he had not changed my medicine at all. I began to understand. Peter was not just a cruel man. Peter wanted me gone. This man, this cold, cruel man, wanted to take the one thing I had left, my life. But I was still here. I was in a wheelchair. I had no family. I had nobody. And I was not going to let Peter win. This was not the end of my story, and I was going to make sure of that.